Greetings, Batavia Mayor Schielke speaking to you on Friday, October 28th, 2022. And I would describe this as becoming a week of questions. We've gotten a lot of questions on a lot of different subjects, and I'm going to try to answer some of the more prevalent ones, and maybe in another presentation I can talk about some more. First of all, I've had people want to know what is the hours of the Batavia Bat Fest celebration, and that is scheduled for tomorrow, October 29th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and that's going to take place for all the little folks that want to come downtown with their parents, and most of the businesses are going to have treats ready to give away, and it should be a very nice crowd. And then on actual Halloween, we have a suggested Halloween time of between 3 in the afternoon and 7 at night. And that's when we encourage people to bring their kids out and open the door and give treats and knock on doors and ask for treats. And we try not to get it much beyond 7 because that disturbs many people and we start getting police calls and everything else. So we're trying to give a time frame in which we ask everybody to be cooperative and to do it on Monday from, as I say, from about 3 till 7. And tomorrow, I'm sure I would give you a heads up that downtown Batavia is going to be heavy duty in traffic and people, and come early to find yourself a parking space because there will be other, the Saturday morning crowd for the other activities that we have in town will still be there, and there will be a lot of folks. So come on down and enjoy yourself. Weather sounds like it's going to be nice, but we got a lot of stuff going on. Now, the one thing I would like to take a couple minutes and just make some comments about is the election that's going on right now. And needless to say, I'm not going to get into endorsing or criticizing or supporting any particular candidate. But I've had a lot of people come into City Hall to vote because we are an early voting area down here. And next week you'll be able to early vote in the City Council chambers from October 31st, which is Monday, through November 3rd, which is Thursday. And the polling in Batavia will be open from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on each one of those days. We've had that same time frame going this week, and they've had some pretty good turnout. Sometimes I've seen that in some of these elections you don't get many people, but this one seems to have stirred the emotions of a lot of people, so there are a lot of things going on. The one thing that has happened, and it's certainly nothing to do with the city, but I'll just kind of pass the blame on to whoever is at the state level, and I guess this probably starts at the governor's office and meanders itself down through the Illinois General Assembly. There is every appearance that there was a lot of gerrymandering of district lines of various public officials. And when you say gerrymander, that means you look at what areas have voted for what candidate, and you try to get those areas into that candidate's representative area, and some of the other ones that haven't been supportive, you try to move them off into somebody else's district. And I guess there was a lot of that done because one name that keeps coming up, and there's not been a day in the last 5 or 6 that I don't either walk out the hall in City Hall or out in the parking lot, and people are asking me, what happened to Congressman Underwood? Her name is not on any Batavia ballot, and that is true. She was moved to a new congressional district to the south of us, and she's down in, I guess it would be Kendall and largely Will County in that general area down there. But she's not on the ballot, and I have people coming in that apparently were quite strong supporters of hers and were dismayed that they can't find her. Batavia right now is in 3 different congressional districts. And if you look at the map, we are in a portion of one of them over on the east side by the industrial park, in which nobody from Batavia lives in that part of the congressional district. So that we have a congressional district with nobody living in it. We have another congressional district on the far northeast corner of Batavia, which, as near as I can tell, appears to be including about 19 houses up in what I would describe as the Batavia Highlands subdivision up along Fabian Parkway and and Orion Road in that area. And the gasoline station that's at the corner of Route 25 and Washington Avenue and Fabian Parkway, that's in this other congressional district. So we have that one. The vast majority of Batavia, however, is now in the new 14th district, I guess it would be, and that is, no, the 11th district, that replaced the 14th. And that is now current incumbent congressman there is Bill Foster, who previously had represented Batavia for a number of years, and he's now back as the one of the nominees in that district, and his opponent is Katina Loff, and those two are battling it out for the congressional seat in that district. And as I say, people come in, and then you get into the state Senate and the state representative districts, and those were drastically adjusted as it applied to Batavia. So there's a number of new people involved. So I would encourage anybody that hasn't voted yet to sit down for a few minutes and take a look at who the candidates are and do some serious studying about who you're going to be voting for, because I've had several people walk in here and tell me, what's going on? I just was asked to vote for a whole bunch of people I've never heard of before. And so I don't know where the blame for that. Some people should be paying more attention from their own right, or they should be contacting a friend that may be able to help them figure out who their candidates are, or they should do some more homework on the computer or whatever. But there seems to be an air of mystery surrounding the election this year. I don't know if mystery is the right word for it, or confusion. And there's a lot of people that are dismayed about what they're seeing as they go to vote. And I will give a lot of credit to our Kane County clerk and his staff. They've done, I think, a very nice job of trying to bring some clarity to this wide array of things that were dumped on them from the Springfield area. But there's still a lot of people that just don't know who to vote for, who is or who isn't their representative. And it's kind of a tragic thing, in my opinion, because these are the people that really represent you in Washington and Springfield, and you should have at least a pretty good idea as to who they are. And I guess every 10 years, and this was the 10th year, you can allow for this gerrymandering thing to happen. And maybe there should be some reforms undertaken at the state of Illinois level that really try to bring some clarity to this gerrymandering thing. But I have a feeling some of the folks at the upper levels of state politics, probably both parties, would not like that idea. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that. I would like to also note that I received a call today from the Batavia Chamber of Commerce, and they are still looking for Batavia Citizen of the Year nominations for this year, and I'm told that they will be accepting them through November 11th. And if you want it, you need to send a nomination to the Batavia Chamber of Commerce, which are located in the old post office building at Island and Wilson. You can drop it off or mail it, email it to them, or whatever you'd like to do. But they are, and you have to be a Batavian to be named as Citizen of the Year, and you have to have a pretty good record of community support in doing that. So that's one other thing I just wanted to mention. And another one that's gotten a lot of questions in Batavia recently is, what's the new casino down at Farnsworth, Kirk, and Bilter Road going to do to Batavia? And there is mention of Batavia in the siting of this thing, because the whole thing, I'm told, is located within the boundaries of Batavia School District 101, as it has previously been. And this is already a conversation and the decisions that were made many years ago when the outlet mall was built there, because the tollway where the tollway is at Farnsworth Avenue is about the border of between the Batavia School District and the Aurora School Districts, and everything north of the tollway seems to be the real area where all this stuff is happening. And now there's been this big announcement that the casinos are going to be moving up there on property that the city of Aurora has acquired. And so I've had Batavia people call and say, well, what does this mean to Batavia? Well, it really doesn't mean anything from the perspective that it's all in the city of Aurora, so all the city taxes will go to the city of Aurora. From a school perspective, there is going to be, so I'm told, a tax increment financing district created over that land, of which Aurora will have the control over, and that all the money generated by that, which is generally the taxes being generated by the site, are going to be going to the casino owner to help him finance and build this nice facility that they are proposing down there. So Batavia has no role in it. We do have some folks that have kids in school that live in that area down there and are of the opinion that Batavia should be getting something, and I tell them, well, you better call your alderman down in the city of Aurora, because this is, nobody in Batavia has anything to say about this, and it's all kind of written in stone, and so there's not much anybody can do about it. And again, it speaks to the interest and the power of state politics, and I'm not talking at the moment, I'm talking about state politics that go back many years when some of this casino stuff was put together. So that's, I think, enough. I've kind of bantered off here and made some almost quasi-political statements, which I try not to do, but I haven't endorsed anybody, nor have I openly criticized anybody. But I would really encourage anybody in the future, if you're really upset about what you're seeing and as you go to vote today, you may want to share with your state elected officials what you don't like about this gerrymandering thing, where they redraw the lot lines and take people you like out and bring others in and all this other good stuff, because it really has happened in this election. So next week, hopefully, we'll have a better week, and I will look forward to talking to you all then. Have a good week, and then please enjoy Halloween, and be open to having young folks ring your doorbell on Monday night and give them a treat. So thank you for your cooperation.